So here we are in the kitchen today trying a new fruit or a new vegetable that we never tried before. The one that we're going to learn today is called jicama, and it's a vegetable that you buy in your grocery store, and we are going to make French fries. Initially I thought it was jicama, but when I looked it up, it's actually called jicama. So let's see what we can do with it. In doing a little research, jicama is actually called a Mexican yam. It's part of the bean family and is actually high in fiber. It's mostly water and has a good source of vitamin C and potassium. So today we're going to make jicama French fries. In order to do that, first we got to peel the jicama and then cut it into slices and actually boil it before we put it in the oven. So here we go. The first step here is to peel the jicama, which, as you can see, sounds like it'd be easier than said than done, but so now we got a little different peeler here, and as you can tell, that seems to work much better. Or maybe you can't tell. And then once we get it completely peeled, we'll go ahead and slice it up into French fries. Now that we got our jicama peeled, we're gonna just cut it down a little bit so that we can actually get it into our French fry slicer. So I'm gonna cut off the top and the bottom and discard that. And now we're gonna just cut this into smaller chunks. Put it in our French fry cutter. So let's see what happens here. So there we go, there's the first round of fries. Will be our second round of fries flying out of here like crazy. That's my daughters being nice enough to laugh at me. I'll cut off that little extra piece of skin. Cut this in half. And then what you have to do is once we get all the fries cut, we need to actually boil them in water, which is kind of weird. I'm not sure why you got to boil them in water, but hey, that's what the instructions say, so that's what we'll do. So let me just cut up this last piece. And meanwhile, my assistant Julia will get me a bowl that we can put the French fries in, our jicama fries. And that's how we do that. So we'll get the water boiling and bring you back once the fries have been cooked in the water before we put some seasoning on them and throw them into the... You can see the water's boiling, so we're going to put our jicama fries in. The recipe we're using calls for them to boil for 8 minutes until they get a little soft. And then once they're done, we'll actually mix them with some seasonings. And then we will go ahead and put them in the oven. So we'll be back in a few minutes once they're done and ready to come out of the boiling water. So we just got finished boiling these for 8 minutes. So I'm going to bring them over here to our colander and I'm going to dump them out and drain them. And now my glasses are all fogged up, but oddly enough, they're still pretty hard and not really soft and mushy, which is what I kind of expected they would be. So at this point then, once you let them drain for a couple seconds, we're going to transfer them back into our bowl from earlier, and we're going to toss them with some spices. So what we have here, and this will be in the recipe, is a teaspoon of minced onion, or quarter teaspoon of paprika, quarter teaspoon of minced onion, quarter teaspoon of sea salt, and then a tablespoon of olive oil. And I went a little heavy on that because I like olive oil. And then a little bit of red pepper. It said a pinch, so we'll just put a couple shakes of that in there. That's about a pinch in my world. And then we're just going to kind of toss this together, mix it up. You might want to use a utensil of some sort to kind of help stir. The object here obviously is to coat all the fries in the olive oil and the seasonings. And again, as you can see as I'm stirring it, they're not really breaking apart, which kind of might help you understand that you know, they are still pretty firm. So it'll be interesting to see what they taste like when they're done. And now I'm just going to spread them out on a cookie sheet. And you want to get them spread out into one layer, so that just like you would if you were cooking French fries. And now we need to transfer that to the oven. The oven's already preheated at 400 degrees. So we're going to put it on the middle shelf here. And you're going to want to turn them halfway through, but we need to cook them at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and actually set the timer for 15 minutes so that I remember to turn them once we get halfway through. So we'll be back in a few. So our timer just went off, so we're going to get our jicama fries out of the oven. They're nice and brown, and I don't know if you can hear them sizzling. And we're going to put them on a plate and serve them up to our panel of experts who are going to taste them and give us their feedback and tell us whether they think they're good, bad, or somewhere in between. So we will take a look at that. Something to know about these, they are low in calories and they actually don't contain any carbohydrates. So if you're on a low carb or no carb diet, it's good for you. Also, something I read was that they're actually high in fiber and good source of vitamin C, and they actually are good for diabetics because it is a sweet root without all the sugar in it, so they can eat this without their worrying about their blood sugars fluctuating. So we're gonna take it out here and test it and see what everybody thinks of it, and we'll let you know. Jicama fries. All right, so here we are with my expert panel. They're gonna go ahead and give our fries a try and see what they think. We have 3 dipping sauces. We have ketchup, taco sauce, since it's a Mexican fruit, and sriracha sauce, which, if girls you don't know, is extremely hot. Another good dipping sauce might be ranch or avocado. So we'll see what they think.
I don't like sauces.
So tell us what you think, girls. What's it taste like? Is it hard, soft?
It doesn't taste like much. It's crunchy though.
Yeah, it just tastes like they need to be boiled for longer.
Make them softer. And would you prefer these over French fries as a healthy alternative, or would you sooner have French fries?
I would sooner have French
I don't know. It
fries.
doesn't taste that much. It kind of tastes like a water chestnut.
Never had one of those.
All right, so what do we give jicama? 2 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down, or somewhere in between?
1 thumb up.
2.
All right, there you go. From teenagers, jicama isn't too bad.